In today's lesson, we will be exploring the ankle. Eileen, Malia, and Lonnie, as well as Herman, will be joining us. Let's start off with our magical minutes today. I know you've all been looking forward to this. We are going for 45 seconds in each position. So here we go. Let's say our prayers. So go ahead and come forward. You're going to fold your hands like you're saying your prayers. Bend your knees a bit and lift your pelvis up. And I am timing us. Go ahead and make sure, like normal, that your upper middle back is reaching towards the ceiling, that your belly is pulling up, your hamstrings are pressing down, and that your head is perfectly in line. Good. And go ahead and press your hips down just a little more if you can, Malia. Excellent. And keep pressing up. Beautiful. If you need to separate your knees a little, Eileen, you certainly can, or you can leave them right there, but push this up just a little higher. Very good. Keep breathing. You've got about 10 seconds left. Keep pressing that upper middle back to the ceiling. Keep thinking about how good this is for your serratus anterior. And rest. Nice job, ladies. Let's go on to your elbow. We'll lift up and down 3 times and then stay. Because you know, after we get up to a minute with the short lever, we then venture on to long lever and straight legs all the way out. It's very exciting. Here we go. Deep inhale, and let's exhale, lift the waist. Good, and lower down. And again, exhale, lift the waist. And lower down. Last time, ladies, lift the waist, and let's stay. Good. Keep pressing your hips forward as much as you can. Keep pushing your side to the ceiling, and keep pressing your upper middle back snugly up against your scapula. Good. You all look fantastic. Pull your chin back just slightly, Eileen. Good. So while you're here, good. Feel the distance between your head and your knees and try and keep pulling them apart long. You're doing fabulous. You have about 10 seconds left. Keep breathing. The harder it gets, the louder you can breathe. It's perfectly fine. Wonderful, and rest. Grab your shins, lift your left arm, and go ahead and do a nice little mermaid stretch side. Good, and flip. Here we go. Onto your right elbow. Take a deep inhale, and exhale, lift, and lower down. More smiling, ladies. And exhale, lift, hips forward, and lower down. And last one, exhale, lift, and let's stay. Good. Think about your nutation. Remember where your sacrum is snuggled up against your ilium in your SI joint. Think about one string at your belly pulling backwards, one string at your lower back pulling forwards, and 2 strings right at your sits bones pressing forward. Think about your head reaching out and away from your knees, and feel the strength in your serratus anterior. Good. And rest. Good. Grab onto your shins, lift your arm up, and do a nice stretch side for your mermaid. Good. Beautiful. Onto your bellies, upper back. So this is a wonderful contraction of your erector spinae. Now think about your shoulder blades here. Both hands under your forehead. Squeeze your inner thighs together and feel your shoulder blades wrapping down and around into your armpits, what we talked about a couple lessons ago. Good. Inhale, glide the shoulders down. Now exhale, lift the head and the hands, and let's just stay right here. Good. Squeeze the legs tightly together, lift the belly up and in. Good. Malia, see if you can press your hips down more to the ground and pull your ribs up. Aha! So your glutes and hamstrings can be working here. Keep your scapula wide. Good. And lower down. And squeeze your legs tightly together, reach your toes out, and now just lift your legs a 1/4 inch off. Now you can think about your fabulous quadriceps that we talked about last lesson in your knees. See if you can get those quadriceps to pull up as you reach your toes out and continue to hold your nutation the whole time. Abdominals pulled in, good. Shoulders, tops of your shoulders soft, bottoms of your shoulders strong. And I can tell if you're smiling or not, even if you're facing down. So keep your smiles on, ladies. Continue breathing. Continue feeling the length. Squeeze your inner thighs tighter together and lower down and rest. Let's go ahead and take a look at our ankle joint. Okay? This is our ankle down here, and how it is set up is your calcaneus bone or your heel bone sets right on top of a bone called your talus, okay? And your talus sets underneath your tibia, and your fibula is off to the side, okay? So if you can see the medial malleolus that connects to the tibia, and the lateral malleolus is the fibula that's off to the side. And that talus bone rolls in and out in that joint, okay? And we get plantar flexion, which is pointing your foot, and then we get dorsiflexion, which is pulling it back. So I remember it as plantar flexion, planting the seam, and dorsiflexion, like the dorsal fin on a shark, is back here, okay? When you plantar flex and dorsiflex, the bones, the tibia and fibula, actually roll in and out to make room for that talus. So as you plantar flex, this opens this way a little bit, and then as you dorsiflex, it rolls back together a little bit. You also have inversion and eversion in your ankle joint. So that is actually where the talus sits on top of the calcaneus, and it's probably hard to see, but the talus actually rolls slightly right to left over the calcaneus, okay? And the calcaneus, again, is what we have as our heel, all right? So there's just a little bit of movement in there, but that is what happens. And let's turn Herman around and see if we can get a better look at it. Here is the talus bone, and that sits on top of the calcaneus bone. And then inversion is when it rolls in, and eversion is when it rolls out. We have a large number of muscles that control our ankle joint, and one in the front is the tibialis anterior. It connects about right there, and it helps in dorsiflexion, okay? And then two in the back are our gastrocnemius and our soleus. And the gastrocnemius starts all the way up here. It actually crosses the knee joint and goes down all the way to here. Okay, and that is, the gastroc is for show. It's the one that you can see that's really beautiful in the back of your calf here. Underneath that is your soleus muscle, and that doesn't cross your knee. It sucks right up into here, and what it is really for is plantar flexion and then returning from plantar flexion. Okay, so the stronger you are in your soleus, the more power you have in your ankle joints. Go ahead and try some exercises that will help facilitate some ease of movement at the ankle joint. Go ahead and just pull your foot up towards you, and what we're going to do is bring one finger on each sides of the bones. So each of these bones that you're feeling, this is the medial malleolus and this is the lateral malleolus. And you're going to go ahead and try and move your foot right at your ankle. So what we're trying to not do right now is move from our toes. A lot of times we have lots of muscles in our feet, and a lot of times when we're moving our ankle, we start to move from our toes and then move, or we point our toes like this and we never quite get the full motion in our ankle, try and let your toes relax and just allow your foot to fall down without pulling in your toes. Good, so go ahead and point it down, plantar flexion, and pull it back, dorsiflexion. And again, point it down, plantar flexion, and pull it back, dorsiflexion. Good, now go down into plantar flexion, go as far as you can without using your toes, and then push into your toes and add them on. Good, and now release your toes and pull back with your ankle. Good, and now pull back with your toes at the end. Good, and let's go ahead and try that on the other foot, all right? So again, put a hand on each side and just move back and forth at your ankle joint without allowing your toes to get involved. Good, excellent. Now let's go ahead and you're gonna push down with just your ankle and now add your toes at the end. And then release your toes, pull back with just your ankle and add your toes at the end. Release your toes, push down with your ankle and now add your toes at the end. Release your toes, pull back at the ankle and add your toes at the end. And relax. Good, nice job. Now let's try and do this with a little ball. So you will need some sort of a ball. A tennis ball works great. We have our fabulous little tiny inflated balls. You two come on up here. And what you do, go ahead and have a seat here, Eileen, is you're gonna put your right foot on top of the ball. Good. And you're going to imagine that you're emptying your ankle out into the ground. So pull your heel back and down and empty your ankle out. Good. As you do this, a lot of times this fabulous muscle here, our tibialis anterior, show it off, very good, will help us. And it's certainly a muscle that does dorsiflexion. But what we're trying to do is try and get it to soften. And then pull back as much as you can using your other muscles, and I particularly feel it in the peroneal muscles that come off to the side here. I have to feel them contracting in order for this to release, but it's going to be different per foot. Yeah, not even per person, but I think each foot is a little different. So go ahead and roll your ball forward, and again, the whole time you're trying to keep your toes relaxed. And now pull your heel back and do the best you can to keep that tibialis anterior from popping out, much like our rectus abdominis and our abdominals when we're doing our sit-ups. That's kind of how this muscle works. And again, push it forward and pull it backwards. Good. And let's do one more. Push it forward, and yes, this is very challenging and we know, and it takes lots of practice, and you just have to keep your mind's eye telling the peroneal muscles to help you off to the side and allowing that tibialis anterior to relax. Good, and let's give it a go on our left foot. Good, here we go. Push it forwards. And now feel your heel empty out, and it's almost like you're reaching your heel back and down to the floor as you go. Good. And press it forwards. And now reach your heel down and back. And the more relaxed you can get your toes, the easier it is to feel your ankle muscles work. And push it forward. Good. And let's just pull it backwards. Good. And rest, ladies. And now let's try some exercises to strengthen the muscles around our ankle. These These are some fantastic exercises I learned in my early point work that I'm excited to share with all of you, especially these three. Okay, go ahead and lie down, ladies. So you're going to be on your back, and let's start with our right foot. You're going to reach your right foot up to the ceiling. It's almost, your knee will be bent, and it's almost like you're going to make your foot flat on the ceiling as much as possible. Good. And you can bend your knee in as close to you as you need to. Yes, and we're going to try and stay in parallel. And the first thing we're going to do is crunch our toes across our midline. So you're going to crunch across your midline, and then you're going to pull your toes back out and splay them away from your midline. Good, and crunch across your midline and splay them out away. And see how far out you can make that move to get the outsides of your ankle working. And go across your midline and splay. And one more time, across the midline and splay. Now you're going to go away from your midline and crunch your toes, and then pull back and splay it open towards your midline. Good. And crunch away and open towards. And crunch away and open towards. And one more time, crunch away and open towards. And back to the center. And now press through the ball of your foot. And point your toes. Good. And pull back your toes. And now pull back your foot. And go ball and toe. And toes back and foot back. Push the ball forward. Point your toes. Ball, toes back and foot back. Last time. Push and point your toes. Pull the toes and pull back. Now let's do 4 circles to the right. Circle your toes around. 1 and 2. It should be feeling nice about now. 3 and 4. Other way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. Shake that right foot out a little bit. Good job. And we always did 8 sets, but we're only doing 4 here because I do have a bit of mercy. Okay, bring your left leg up now and flex it. And so again, it's like the ball of your foot is flat up against the ceiling, and we'll go towards our midline. So crunch your toes in and splay them out. And crunch them in and splay them out. Crunch them in and splay them out. And crunch them in and splay them out. Now go the opposite way. Crunch away, splay them in. Crunch away, splay them in. Crunch away, splay them in. And crunch away, splay them in. Come back to the center and go ball and toes back. Flex the foot. And ball and toes back, flex the foot. And ball, toes back, and toes, and flex. Last time, ball, and toes back. Circles, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Reverse your circles, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And shake that left leg out. Good. And let's just finish with a little spine stretch forward. So come on up to seated. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Sits bone distance apart. Flex your feet. Inhale tall like you're up against a wall. Nod your chin. And exhale, dive yourself down. Fold at the ribs. Good. And inhale, just roll yourself right back up. And again, exhale, dive yourself right back down. And roll yourself right back up. And exhale, dive yourself down. Last time. And roll yourself right back up. Good. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you. Okay, let's go ahead and stretch our hamstrings a bit by activating our quadricep muscles. So our goal here is to keep our pelvis in neutral the whole time. Let's take our right leg, massage into the floor, and point your toe. Now, what you're going to do is keep your belly to your back and your back to your belly, and just straighten your right leg without allowing the lower back to fall backwards. Put the right toe down, and now massage your foot back in. Good. Again, massage your foot out and point your toes. Then lift the leg up from your kneecap. Keep your belly in. You should feel a stretch in your hamstrings if you keep your lower back with its natural curve. Put the toe back down and massage it back. Again, here we go. Massage the foot out. Straighten the leg by pulling your quadricep muscles up right around the knee. Put the toe back down and pull it back in. 2 more. Inhale, point. Exhale, straighten, lift tall through your spine. Inhale, point. Exhale, pull it in, get taller. 1 more. Inhale, point. Exhale, lift. Inhale, point. Exhale, bring it in. Now let's add some circles. Inhale, point the toe. Exhale, reach it up and circle your foot to the right. 1. Keep lifting tall through the belly. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Reverse those circles. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Opposing rib cage. 4 and 5. Nice work. Point the toes, reach it down, and massage the foot in.